Okay, so it's Lindsay, and it's February 15th, 2026. And, so I, was doing some, I don't want to, I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna do a reading about something. Now, I, there's two paths. There's the left and the right path, okay? And this right-hand path over here, I have several cards. And first, it's a Queen of Wands. I have a King of Cups. And I have an Ace of Pentacles. That's the right-hand side. Now, the left-hand path cards, I've got a Suit Rods. I have a Eight of Wands. And I have Eternal Youth Tonic. See? Showing the cards. And that's the left hand. And here's the right hand side. We have, once again, the Ace of Pentacles. King of Cups. Queen of Wands. Those are the cards that I drew this morning randomly. Now, here's what I was seeing what I'm seeing with the right-hand side of those cards. There's a woman, this Queen of Wands woman. She is a woman who is she's about 35 years old. This woman has already gone through 2 failed marriages. She's gone through 2 failed marriages. She lives, the woman is somewhere in, I'm gonna say, I think she's either in Missouri or maybe Florida, is what I'm seeing here. Okay, she has blondish, brown, reddish hair. And she is a woman who is she's really creative, she's very talented, and she is someone who enjoys doing things like she likes to sew, she likes to cook, she likes animals, she likes cats, she likes dogs, and she doesn't have any children. And she was married to a man who, let's just say he was this man, this King of Cups man. This was a man she was married to. They were married for 5 years. This union lasted 5 years. And the reason that the union ended, what I'm seeing is that there was a problem with this man. What happened was that they met when they were both inebriated. They met out at a bar, in a local bar wherever these two lived, which I'm thinking it's in Missouri. I'm seeing somewhere in Missouri is where I'm seeing, some small town in Missouri. And the two of them met at a bar randomly. And so they got drunk, they were drinking, and they ended up hooking up, and that ended up turning into a 5-year relationship, which the first 2 years they were just a couple, and then they got married, and then after 5 years, it ended in a divorce. It ended in a divorce because she discovered that the man was having an affair. He was cheating on her and having an affair with his coworker. And she found out that was going on, and so she confronted him about it, and he got extremely volatile, and he got angry, volatile, and threatened her, and said that if she tried to divorce him, that she was going to pay for it in ways that that she was going to regret. And so she went ahead and took the chance. She's like, well, you know what? This is my life. I have the right to live my life. I'm young. I have talents, and I'm a healthy young woman, and I'm going to continue to live my life. And I'm going to divorce you because you're a liar, you're a cheater, and I'm not going to stay with somebody who's a liar or a cheater. And they were even talking about, they were already in the process of like wanting to have children and all this, or at least she did. And they had talked various times about wanting to have children. And so because of the fact that she caught him doing what he was doing, she divorced him. She's like, no, I'm not giving you any second chances. That's it. He wants a cheater, always a cheater. And they divorced. She divorced him. She ended up losing a lot because the property that they lived on, it was hers. She owned it. She had inherited it from her grandparents who left her the property. And so she ended up losing a lot of money and had to fight for her property in the courts because they were going to try to take that property away from her, claiming that she was an alcoholic and a substance abuser, which was not true. But this is what this man said to his lawyer and to other people in the community. And so she became basically the woman was she became ostracized and blacklisted and scapegoated in the community to the point that her own parents stopped supporting her. She lost all her friends, and she basically had to self-isolate just so that she could heal from all the trauma and the abuse of the divorce, of the process, because when the divorce was finalized after months and months of fighting in the courts, she just had to go retreat. She had to quit her job. She could no longer work. She was under a lot of financial stress. Her health was deteriorating, and she was still so young. She was only 35 when this happened, but she was already showing all the signs of a battered woman well into her, like a woman who'd already experienced a lot more than her years. And so she was finally divorced, and she's happy. She's moving on. She's doing what she wants to do, making some money and living her life. And this man, this king of, he was very arrogant. He was very prideful, and he was extremely controlling. He basically was a controlling man who wanted to dominate this woman, and he wants to dominate everybody, and he's very cold. He had a bad attitude. He was very emotionally manipulative and unavailable and moody. Very narcissistic. So anyway, that happened, and finally, so the two of them went their separate ways, right? And then this woman decides that she's going to go. She's at the stage where she's, I'd like to start dating again and, get out there back and see if I can meet somebody. So she randomly one day decides to consult with a spiritual advisor. The spiritual advisor tells her that, are you aware that you have gifts of psychic ability and that you're very intuitive and that you are a natural, you know how to prophesize naturally, and that you're very in tune with your surroundings? And she said, yes, I'm aware of these things. I've always kind of thought that, and nobody ever believed me, though. Even my own parents, nobody seems to believe when I tell them that I'm psychic or that I feel that I'm supposed to go that route. And she said, well, yes, you are supposed to be that. That's exactly what you're supposed to be doing because I see it in your future. And she did a palm reading of the woman, and once again, she read her left palm, and it was indicative of that this woman's path was supposed to be that of a spiritual advisor or somebody who was a gifted psychic, a healer. And so she started to think about it a lot, and she's like, maybe she's right. Maybe I need to focus more on that. And so she did. She started focusing more on that. she started focusing on things that made her that she felt that she could do naturally without being weighted down by this man who she was married to, that horrible relationship she was in, abusive relationship. So she really started to finally find her way and was actually starting to succeed in this. She started her own little business. She started doing some readings for people, and she became rather successful at it rather quickly because it was something that she already had naturally, gifted. So that's what happened with that. And so the man got really jealous whenever he found out that she was doing something with herself and that she was no longer under his control, even though, they're divorced now, and she's like, he's still trying to control her life and coming around, even though he's this man. I'm seeing that he got involved with someone else. I'm seeing that he still is abusing alcohol and that he always wants to be the center of attention because he's very arrogant and very prideful and feels that everything has to be his way. And when he doesn't get his way, he acts out and he manipulates and tries to take advantage of the legal system, of a lot of other things of which he tries to do. And everybody knows that about this man. He's got the reputation in town that that's what he does. And but people are starting to catch on to what he's doing and keeping their distance from him. So that's that. And so then on the left-hand path of this same situation that's tied to that same situation, there's somebody in a different state, or maybe even I'm seeing a lot of mountains. I'm seeing a country, looks like it might be France, somewhere in the Alps is what I'm seeing. We've got an older couple in the Alps of France here. And this is an 8 of Wands. So these people, it's a man right here. He's an older man. He lives in the mountains. He's kind of a hermit. He's got a dog. He's got a dog with 2 legs. The dog had an accident, and so he's only got 2 legs. And so the man has to. The dog can't walk, but he carries a dog around with him, like he carries a dog with him everywhere he goes in this small town in France. And the dog is, I'm seeing a dog that's like a little bit of a mixed breed, smaller dog, maybe like a Chihuahua type dog. It's something that's a tiny breed dog that's mixed breed. And the dog is older. The dog is is blind in one eye, and he's only got 2 legs. But the man has had the dog for so long; it's his companion. That's all he has is that little dog, and he lives out in a small town out in the Alps of France somewhere. And he's very much a hermit, and he doesn't have any family at all. Just that dog. But for whatever reason, he keeps on having a dream about something, and he's having a dream about this exact woman who I'm talking about, who is living in, I'm seeing the state of Missouri. He keeps dreaming about her. He keeps seeing her in his visions at night. And he doesn't know why. He keeps on having the same dream about some stranger in the United States, and he's asking himself, why is this happening? I don't even speak English. But for whatever reason, a photograph of this woman, he somehow has it in his mind. And they've never met, but they're connected somehow spiritually. And this man is he's an Aries, is what I'm seeing. He's an Aries astrological sign. The woman in Missouri, the young 35-year-old who went through the bad divorce, she is a Taurus. So somehow they're connected. and they're speaking. What's going on is something really odd, but they have some kind of telepathic spiritual connection where he keeps on seeing that woman's face in his dreams, so they can communicate in a way of which is very, well, telepathic and spiritual, almost surreal. But she's also having dreams about a man, but she doesn't know where the man is. She just sees visions of an older man who speaks a foreign language, but she doesn't know what country or anything like that. But she does have visions of a man living in the mountains somewhere, and that's what she sees, but that's about it. But somehow their dreams are connected, and they're crossing paths at a time in both of their lives where there's something profound going on. This woman, like I said, just had the divorce, and this man is just lonely. He's an older man, but he's very calm. He's very peaceful and very intelligent man. He's just a kind of he's in his 70s. He's about 75. I'm seeing he's about 75. He's in good health. He just prefers to be alone because he doesn't like to get involved with drama. He doesn't like to gossip. He just stays to himself. But he has desires of something different in his life. He knows that he's not going to be around much longer because inevitably, life ends. And he kind of wants to find somebody who he can sort of mentor because of all his experiences in life. So he's chosen this woman, even though he doesn't know her, but he knows in his mind he knows her, and he feels that somehow they're gonna meet. And so that's going on with that on this left-hand path of this situation. And then I'm seeing that what he's gonna do, what he's deciding to do is that he is so eager to do something about this that he's gonna try to concoct some kind of potion to make himself youthful, to go back to his youth. He's vitality. It's all about trying to fight the clock of time, trying to not age anymore, and he wants to step back in time to when he was younger. And so he's going to try to do this. He's going to try to consult with some people in town, some people who are herbalists and people who know about anti-aging and things like this. And they have some very ancient. They have some really ancient remedies that can help people reverse the cellular process in your body, and you actually reverse the aging process. So he's going to try to do this. He's going to actually give it a shot because he feels that, I've got nothing else to lose and maybe it's going to work. So he's going to try to do that and see what happens. And then he has a plan that he might do some traveling he's going to try to find this woman because he has a vision of where she is, and he's going to go try to look for her in the United States is what he's going to do. He has a plan. And he's going to try to get a passport. He's going to do the best he can. And it's not because it's a love affair that he has. It's because he wants to help. It's not because he has anything to do with physical love or physical intimacy or anything like that. It's a more spiritual connection that he feels that he has, where he feels drawn to assist and be a mentor for this woman who's going through a lot of depression and anxiety because she's been isolated, or she's been discredited and scapegoated by the whole community where she lives. So he's going to do what he can to try to help her, to help her go about her path, because he knows a lot about things that she probably could learn from him about things that she would help her. And also this woman has a lot of French she's got French heritage. She's of European descent, so she has French heritage, and she's got a lot of some Irish, and she's got Scottish, English, and German lineage. So and this man, being of almost complete French descent, is has he's got a lot of influence in the community where he lives because of his knowledge and his powers of healing and his knowledge of plants and horticulture. He's also, I'm seeing that he was an agronomist at some stage. And he lives on a piece of land in the mountains in France, but it's big. He's got a lot of crops. He grows his own food. He's a very self-sustaining man, and he's all by himself though. He has no family. He has no relatives. He has no kids of his own. He has nobody in his family. He has no family, and so that's going on. And so then there's this. So yeah, he's going to he's going to do everything he can to try to impress this. He's going to go into town soon. He's going to buy himself a fancy outfit. He's going to buy some nice luggage. He's going to invest money into getting groomed, a haircut, because he's got really long, I'm seeing that he's got really long hair that hasn't been cut for a long time, and he's got a long beard. He's got long grayish black hair, and he has really light bluish green eyes, intense eyes, and he's kind of got an olive complexion, and looks like he's maybe about 5'11", anywhere from 5'10" to 5'11" or 6 feet tall. He's very robust. He's in very good health, and he's very fit. And he's going to travel to the United States to go find this woman because he wants to. It's what he wants to do. It's like on his bucket list or something like that kind of thing. And he knows life's short. He's not going to be around forever. And he wants to do this because he's always wanted to travel to the United States. And so he's going to do that. And he's going to learn some English. He's going to invest in himself a little bit more as far as, getting the proper clothing and whatnot. And he's going to do this. And so somehow that's going to happen. And they're going to somehow meet in some kind of random way, and it's going to change her life for the better as well as his. And so that is, I don't know who that can resonate with, if anybody can, whatever, I don't know, but this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this vision, and I do see that he also, with this Eight of Wands, he's got a lot of support. So does she. She's got people, guardians, angel type, looking out for her, and she, unbeknownst to her, because she doesn't have any. This woman now has no friends. She's never really had a lot of friends, but now, especially now, because of because of all the drama and chaos that went along with that divorce that she had, it caused a lot of friction and a lot of gossip around, and so people started to make fun of her. And so she's got some guardian people looking out for, like, kind of guardian angel type, higher dimension beings looking out for her. And so does this man, because he at one point, kind of the same thing happened to him. Even though he's never been married, he doesn't have any kids, I'm seeing, he got mocked in the community at one point because people would always make fun of him and ask him, how come you don't have any kids? What's wrong with you? Why are you single? Why are you not having why do you not have children? Why are you not married? And it got to the point where he just completely decided that he was just gonna, he chose to self-isolate as well up in his cabin in the mountains, because people were starting to bother him, even though he does have people who support him. But most people just laughed at him and made fun of him throughout his life because he was different. So that's the reading for today. Thank you.